This video is for those who are new to the big and series of cricket games, so if you're an experienced user, you can skip this video because the things I'm going to talk about here are pretty basic. If you have access to a controller, it's always better to use Pro controls for batting. You can change it in the main menu, go into settings, general settings under controls tab. You can switch between Pro and standard or arcade controls. Now the game might come with the arcade control as the default one, but you can change it to Pro control. If you want to learn how to bat with Pro control, you can go to the tutorial section. We have detailed sections of batting, basics, footwork, ball marker, shots running, everything is available, and on-screen instructions will make it easy for you. So always play with Pro controls. I'm saying this because with Pro controls you use the sticks rather than the buttons that you use for standard control, which allows you to play a lot more angles, pick the gaps, because the sticks have 360 rotation, which is not possible with the standard control. Also, you can play shots like chip shots using Pro controls, which is simply not possible if you're using standard or arcade control. Also, the sweep shots are buggy with standard controls, with a lot of the times the shots not registering, but with Pro controls there is no such issues. So always play with Pro controls if you're new to the game. Like the older games like EA Sports Cricket or Brand or Cricket, the big and studios cricket games will not allow you to just pick up the game and smash the bowling, because the game is more simulation based than arcade. You need to respect the bowling, the condition and everything in order to score runs properly, especially against a new ball. Driving through the covers or extra covers is really difficult because the ball moves around realistically, and if you're not careful you will get caught behind the wicket. So instead of the cover drive, always go for the square drive, which I will show in a moment. So the square drive is much easier to play and less risky in this game, and this is the region that you should target around the point, behind the point or just in front of the point. Obviously the ball has to be full and outside the off stump for you to play this shot, but instead of going for the cover drive, if possible go for the square drive, which means lesser chance of you getting out. Another important aspect that is ignored by a lot of players is the stamina and the confidence bar. Under a player's name, you can see a bar filled with red color in this instance, which means the batsman has just come to the crease, is not confident at all. So when the bar is red, you should allow the batsman to get set in the crease first before playing all the big shots, because the chances of you getting out is higher when your confidence is low. And as you play more and you get set at the crease, the bar will change its color from red to orange, which means the batsman is a little bit more set and he can afford to play a bit more freely. And finally, once you are set, you will see that the bar will change to green color, which means you are really confident and you can play all the shots. Now it's just not the color, but the filling of the bar is also important. As you can see with Marcus Harris, it is almost around 70% filled with green. That means his stamina has dropped a little bit from the 100%. Thing to note is that once your stamina drops below 50%, it will be really difficult for you to time the ball and hit the big shots. So take care of all this while batting. Be it dusty, grassy, dry, Cricket 24 allows you to play on all kinds of pitches. But you have to remember that each pitch has its own characteristics. When you're playing on a dry pitch, you should always try to bat first unless it's a crack pitch or a soft one. When bowling, aim for a quick, short delivery and stack the leg side within the game rules. Avoid the good length as it is too full on dry pitches and invites being driven. Spin is usually pretty ineffective. And when you're bowling on a green pitch, it's always good to have good swing bowlers in your team. Aim for good length when bowling, and when batting, play through the offside more often than not, especially against the fuller deliveries. Otherwise, just focus on the leg side if the ball is a bit short. A soft green pitch is challenging for batting with unpredictable bounce, suitable for both seam and spin. You also have the dusty pitch, which is always favorable for spin bowling, especially while playing in subcontinent. Bring in close catches while bowling with spinners, and while batting you have to be really careful and watch the ball like a hawk. The pitch will mature over the course of the match, and similar to real life, a standard pitch in a test match will be favorable for batting initially and then become conducive for spin bowling by day 4 and 5. And if it's a grassy pitch, the greenness of the pitch will diminish by day 3. When batting in limited overs cricket, inside the power play, always make use of the chip shot. If you want to learn how to play it, click on the top right corner of the screen right now. With just 2 fielders allowed outside the circle in the power play, the chip shot allows the batsman to just chip it over the infield to get a risk-free boundary. This is much better an option than to try to hit for a big 6. Once again, as discussed before, you need to have the Pro Control option turned on to play this shot. Now, once the power plays are done, this shot becomes a little bit more risky because the fielders are spread out, and when chipping the ball, it can go straight to the fielder or you might not get a boundary. But if you can pick the gap using the Pro Control, you can still hit it in the gap and find the boundaries. So all in all, it's a very good option to have. So these are my 5 major tips. If you are new to the Big Ant series of cricket games, do let me know in the comment section if you need any further clarity or assistance in batting, bowling, fielding or general gameplay. Until the next time, it's goodbye from me. Take care. Have a nice one.